I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be women who look too young. Well, what do you do when you're going about your life and you run into a girl who looks very young, but she's also very beautiful, and she really seems to dig you, and she's hitting on you, and she's flirting with you, but in the back of your mind you're thinking, God, you look so young. And here's the beauty about applying the things that I teach. As you become more successful, and just wherever you go and where you walk, just the way you walk and the way you carry yourself, your chest is out, almost like as if you got a little string tied to your chest here, like the little bone the little bump that's kind of like about an inch above where your nipples are, like the hard bony point. It's almost as if like you're suspended from the ceiling from that area. And so when you walk, your chest is out, kind of like a Marine or somebody in the military. And so you're walking and you stand taller, you stand prouder, and just women in general are going to notice you. And sometimes, just some younger women just like older guys for whatever reason. And I've had this happen before. I remember one time, this was probably, I guess about 10 years ago, and I was, I think it was probably 30, 31 at the time. And this was back when I was in real estate, and I was really successful. And I went to this place that we used to go to, and there was this girl that was working there, and she was the hostess, and she looked really young, but she was really pretty, and it was obvious that she liked me. Just I could tell by the way she looked at me. And I remember like later that night, I think we were getting a VIP table with some friends at this nightclub we were going to. And so, I had a couple drinks or whatever, and I invited her to meet me at this particular nightclub. And so I remember she met me there. I don't know, it was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I had quite a bit to drink. And I remember like the next day I woke up and she's in my bed, naked, and just like the first thing as I opened my eyes, I remember thinking, because she was really, really young, and I'm thinking, God, she couldn't be like, I knew she had just graduated high school, but she looked a little older for her age. So I'm thinking, God, I hope she wasn't 17, was she? And then her license was like, and her stuff was laying right on my end table, and so I looked over at it, and she'd been 18 for, I don't know, like 5-6 months at that point. But literally my fucking heart stopped when I woke up, because I'd been drinking the night before. Obviously she'd been drinking too, but she had 2 IDs because she also had a fake ID. I guess she used that to get into the club. But it was just one of those moments I was going, because I remember her telling me that she had just graduated high school when I had met her the night before. And then so like later that night, she saw me, she liked me. She was just sometimes you come across women that are younger and they're confident, and even though they might be 18, 20 years old, they've got the mind and the maturity of somebody 30, 35 years old. And I remember we were talking, she's like, I don't date any guys that are my age. She says they're like a bunch of boys. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And so I kind of lucked out in that particular case because her license was there. But what happens when you're talking to them? Because it's happened to me before, where I've been talking to women that I could tell they're really young. In that particular case, alcohol could have really gotten me into trouble, but luckily she was old enough and it wasn't an issue. But that happens sometimes. I remember one time a couple years ago, I was actually with my dad, and there was this car show, and so he and I were walking, and there was these three really beautiful girls. I could tell they were young, but I didn't know. I figured 16, 17 years old, and they were just staring at me, and they were giggling, and one of them came over and asked me to be in a picture with them and to take pictures of them, and they were, I caught them checking out my ass, and these girls were like 16, 17 years old. And this was only a few years ago, so I was like probably 38, 39, and just, I'm a good-looking guy, and I'm in good shape, but it's just the way I carry myself. And just younger women like me. So, like, what happens when you're in that situation? The girl's flirting on you, or she wants to meet up with you, and you're not sure. And so I get an email here from a guy who, similar situation. Obviously, he didn't wake up with the girl the next day and go, oh, God, is she 18 or not? And he says, yo, coach, I got an interesting, scary, and good question for you. The other day I met a girl at a picnic, which I seen her before, but I didn't know her name. And she apparently knew my name, and she said hello to me by name in passing. And he says, as she walked by, I was like, damn. He said, physically, she's within the criteria of what I'm looking for. So later on, we ended up striking up a brief conversation, which I noticed that there was this almost familiar and comfortable sense when chatting with her. So it sounds like you guys had a connection, obviously, just like this other gal I was telling you about. She was easy to talk with, and like we were on the same level. She seemed to enjoy the chat, but she was kind of shy. So at one point in the brief conversation we had, which at one point she said something that made me throw a red flag and think, oh crap, she's too young, and gently removed myself and went on my way. So her appearance and the way she carries herself seems as if she's in her 20s, like myself, but sometimes she tells me she's a little younger. So she may meet my criteria, but I'm not going to get fooled later down the road if this is what I'm thinking. Is there a surefire way to tell without wasting my time and causing an awkward... So basically, you want to know how to go about asking a chick her age, because society says, oh, you're not supposed to ask women their age. And I do all the time. Not all the time, but I do. If I feel like it or I want to, I do. I don't care if a chick gets offended or bent out of shape about that or says, well, you're not supposed to ask women their age. You know, my attitude is, why don't you relax a little bit? I mean, why get so offended about it? And to me, that just communicates that she's insecure about her age. And I know a lot of women are, but my attitude is the women I date, they don't give a fuck. You know, they're like, oh, I'm 39 or I'm 29 or I'm 20, whatever it is. They just come right out and tell me. And so a great way to do it, that you can be charming and you can sweet about, you can just say it like this: how old are you? You got such a baby face. How old are you? You just ask them like that. You could say it. It's like, you are really beautiful. You got such a baby face. How old are you? And she tells you, and you know, it's like, whatever. Let me see your license. And she pulls it out, and then you can look at it, and then you can tell. I mean, have fun with it. Because here's the other thing: if you're asking a girl, especially a younger girl like that, and you're basically saying, I like you and I'm attracted to you, but you seem like you're really young. And so in a way, she's going to be trying to prove herself to you because she wants to be accepted. She wants to be old enough for you. And because if she likes you, I mean, she likes you. And that, like I said, sometimes you're going to run across women like this, and they're going to, in like this particular case, he didn't even know, he had met her briefly before, but they never exchanged names or anything, and he didn't think anything of it. And so the next time he sees her, she's like, hey, how are you? And she greets him by name, and he doesn't even know her name yet. And that's what happened. Like, women, when you focus on being successful as a man, and you're happy, and you enjoy your life, and you are just got a smile, and you're willing to talk to people wherever you go, women are going to hear about you, they're going to find out about you. And when women like you, and you push their buttons for whatever reason, you just do it for them, they're going to come find you and track you down, just like this hostess that I was telling you about. Because she kept coming, remember, in the evening, she kept coming over to our table and talking to us. And, I mean, she went out of her way to make it obvious that she was into me. And it's like the same thing what happens with this particular girl. It's like she likes you, she found out about you, she probably asked around about you, and she's decided she wants you, and she's trying to make it easy for you to get to know her. And so instead of just walking away, because what if she was 21, you've been kicking yourself in the ass thinking, wow, this girl liked me, and just because I was too afraid to create an awkward or embarrassing moment by asking her age, now you just completely miss out on an opportunity. Because, hey, it's a lot of, I gotta say, I love younger women, I always have, and it's nice when a beautiful younger woman finds you attractive and thinks you're awesome and celebrates you and wants to be around you, and they work to win you. And it's a great place to be in, but it's only going to happen if you take care of yourself and you're happy and you're focused on doing something in life that jazzes you, that gets you excited. So when you get up in the morning, you got a burning desire, you got a passion for something, and you've got something that's emotionally compelling that'll get you out of bed, to get you to the office early and keep you there late at night, just because it's not because it's work, but just because you love what you're doing. And so if you got a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website and click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, or your challenges. and just give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet. And I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers, but be patient and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And if you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, How to Be a 3% Man, go to my website, and right underneath the email sign-up box is going to be the link that will take you to my page on Amazon Kindle, and only takes 60 seconds to download the ebook version of my book to any electronic device or smartphone. I will talk to you soon.